Kevin Ryan status.
David James.
I looked at that website. I looked at the company's called Schoolhouse.
Land acknowledgement. The land of the 5 boroughs that make up New York City are the traditional homelands of the Lenape, Merrick, Canarsie, Rockaway, Matinecock, and Haudenosaunee peoples. These lands are also the intertribal trade lands and are under the stewardship of many more indigenous nations today. New York City is home to the largest populations of intertribal Native American, First Nations, and indigenous individuals out of any urban city across Turtle Island, the United States. We acknowledge the systematic erasure of many nations and recognize those still among us today. We acknowledge the peoples of these nations, their cultures, their communities, their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations, and their resilience throughout the HIV/AIDS epidemic and movement. We acknowledge and offer deep gratitude to Mannahatta, the land and waters on which we stand upon. American Indian Community House.
Truth about AIDS, the plague of the 80s.
We've been hearing many acronyms for this disease besides AIDS. It was called GRID before, and one of the ones I heard in the last couple of days was called 4-H disease, for the H's being homosexual, Haitians, heroin addicts, and hemophiliacs.
That was Dr. Darrell Regal of the Strang Clinic in New York talking about a new epidemic sweeping the nation today, mostly within the gay communities of large urban centers and other groups as well. It's called AIDS, AIDS, for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, and it destroys the body's normal ability to fight off a host of infectious diseases and cancer. AIDS is a terrifying disease, fatal in almost half the 1,300 cases reported to date, with no known cause or cure. And it's changing the lives of many gay and non-gay people in America today. AIDS is the cover story in the new issue of Newsweek, and to learn more about it, we have Newsweek Atlanta Bureau correspondent Vince Coppola on the line, as well as Dr. James Curran, director of the AIDS Task Force at the U.S. Center for Disease Control in Atlanta. Welcome to you both. Dr. Curran, can you begin by explaining just briefly how AIDS destroys the immune system and how that leads to other fatal diseases?
Well, there seems to be, you're absolutely right in mentioning that the underlying problem is severe breakdown in immunity. This begins as a breakdown in the body's ability to fight off certain very rare infections which are often present in the body. In addition, and through some unknown mechanism, this breakdown in immunity allows the appearance of some very rare cancers which seem to be generally kept in check by the body's immune system.
Such as Kaposi sarcoma.
Right. Hello?
Hi, Bill.
Hi.
Hi, this is Roger McFarland from the Gay Men's Health Crisis.
Oh, hi.
Hi, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I seem to have Kaposi sarcoma, and I would like to know if you people know how to get Medicaid and stuff like that.
Sure. Who's your doctor, Bill?
Well, I'm being treated well, they discovered it September 2nd, I guess.
Where?
Where?
Yeah, who's your doctor? What hospital are you in?
St. Vincent.
Uh-huh.
And I saw Dr. Enmo in St. Mark's Clinic.
Right. When did you see him?
I think that was August.
Okay.
It was Monday.
Uh-huh.
Sometime around then. And he said that it was definitely an acquired immune deficiency.
Right.
And they performed a biopsy and took out my lymph nodes. And it was confirmed on September 22nd at St. Vincent.
Okay, who's taking care of you over there? The house staff? Are you going through the clinic, or do you have a private doctor?
I'm going through the clinic.
Have you
have a doctor named Cohen who says that she needs to create a protocol for giving and proposing.
All right. Let me ask you something. Have you talked to the social worker at the hospital yet?
Yeah, and he suggests that I go up to I'm still able to work, so I am still working. I get very tired very quickly. I don't have a lot of energy.
I'm sure.
I think we're all going to go crazy, living this epidemic every single minute. And the rest of the world goes on all around us as if nothing is happening, not knowing what it's like, what we're going through. We're living through war, but where they live, it's peacetime, and we all live in the same country. Socially, nothing has been done about it. The president has gone on record prepared to veto anything condoning homosexuality and people are dying right, left, and center. The bottom line is if they can do this to gays, if they can do that to people, say go ahead and die, they can do it to anybody. They can do it to you, they can do it to me, whatever the circumstances. And if people don't realize that, that's cutting their throats.
This is a straight woman, a doctor, Dr. Suzanne Phillips, who's a member of ACT UP and who tends AIDS patients day and night.
I'd also like to say I think the issue of the fear of contagion is a very important issue, and so I'm going to tackle it head on because people are afraid. Anyone who knows anyone who has died of AIDS is afraid. There was a time when I was afraid until after about the dozenth funeral of a friend of mine that I had gone to. I have had 4 needle stick injuries in the course of my medical education, which took place largely in the borough of Brooklyn. To date, I test negative. I have held in my arms people who were dying. They were bleeding, they were sweating, there were body fluids involved. If anyone could get this disease from casual contact, I swear to God, I would be HIV positive today. And I want to tell you that my greatest fear about the epidemic is not of people suffering and dying, although I am very afraid of that. I am afraid of the divisions in this society that this disease is causing, because the day that HIV stops us from loving each other is the day that we are through as a human race.
Workout, 10 laps, chin-ups, look good. Steam room, dress warm, call home, fresh air, eat right, rest well, sweetheart, safe sex. Sore throat, long flu, hard nose, beware. Test blood, count cells, red's thin, white's low. Dress warm, eat well, short breath, fatigue, night sweats, dry cough, loose stools, weight loss. Get mad, fight back, call home, rest well. Don't cry, take charge, no sex, eat right. Call home, talk slow, chin up, no air. Arms wide, nose hard, cough dry, hold on. Mouth wide, drink this, breathe in, breathe out. No air, breathe in, no air. Blackout, white rooms, head hot, feet cold, no work, eat right, CAT scan, chin up, breathe in, breathe out. No air, thin blood, sore lungs, mouth dry, mind gone. 6 months, 3 weeks, can't eat, no air. Today, tonight, it waits for me. Sweetheart, don't stop. Breathe in. Breathe out.
The crisis that Aboriginal people on Turtle Island are facing is one that can wipe us out if we continue to practice ignorance and hysteria around this disease that is affecting our people. The disease is showing up to being transmitted more so in the heterosexual community where I come from, and that's frightening information, that's frightening news, because the heterosexual community is still in a great state of denial about who we are as two-spirit people, about themselves and the healing that they need. When I think about the action that's necessary for our people is to begin to help other people break through their denial systems, organizations, communities, and individuals, and to talk about the fact that it's coming back from this disease is not going to be just a prescription that you pick up at a drugstore. It means change of life. It means change of ways of looking at ourselves as two-spirit people, as Indian people, and as human beings on this earth as a whole, and beginning to respect each other in ways that we have not known for the last 500 years, and that the teachings that we pick up are not just teachings that we pick up for a day or two. This is a lifelong journey, and the recovery from this disease is going to be many lifetimes. Long after I'm gone, people will still be recovering from this disease.
We used to go into amazing denial, but even though my girlfriend was dying of AIDS, we wouldn't even recognize that it was HIV or AIDS. We would say, well, she just has a cold, or she just has pneumonia, but it's not that kind of pneumonia. And I remember many times sharing needles in Watson's, New York, or Cookers, and people would say to me, Cheryl, don't share a needle with so-and-so, he's got AIDS. But when you're sick, using and not being sick was more important than dealing with that issue, because if I dealt with that issue, it meant I would have to stop using. So I knew that I was at high risk for my lifestyle, but while I was actively using drugs, like I said, it was a very sick form of denial. I didn't care. So, like, I knew many friends I was using with, they all had the virus.
He is treated real badly. We took him, he was, I'll send him, his name is Robert Richardson. We took him to St. Vincent's. He was a patient at St. Vincent's. He used to use the clinic there. They let him die at St. Vincent's in the emergency room. He had Medicaid, and I think this was one of the problems. I think he had insurance, and we got treated a lot better. But when we were in the emergency room with him, they literally, like, he was, like, choking on mucus. And they really took their time to do tests. I was there with Luke Chow. We were protesting, they do us happy. You know,